You expect me to base my entire investigation on telepathy and psychic visions? Well, that's not going to sit well with the Crown prosecution.
I saw her get murdered. I felt it. Bones in her neck. Fear in her eyes. I felt everything.
Yeah, well, you've implicated yourself with this information. You realise that. I should arrest you.
Give this a chance, please. He killed her.
You didn't want to solicit her?
A lucky break. And remember, don't let him take charge of the situation. You're the police officer, he's the suspect. Pay attention to his body language, his eyes, his hands, the tone of his voice. These things can give away more than anything he says. And stick to the questions. And try not to let your emotions influence the interview. We'll be watching.
Right, Mr. Spate. I'll be conducting this interview today.
Are you here on work experience?
Just so you know, we'll be recording the interview, so if there's anything you'd like to say off the record before we start. Okay. Today's date is the 26th of November 2012. The time is 9:32 AM. I'm here in Hancroft Lane Police Station with Alexander Spate. I'm identifying myself as Constable Oliver Buchanan. 7 days ago, the body of Julianne Baxter was found off Gardner Lane, not far from this police station. Did you know this woman?
Why would I have?
On your record, it states you've been cautioned twice for soliciting prostitutes. Miss Baxter was a prostitute.
I didn't know her.
But you knew other prostitutes in the area, right?
Yeah.
You married Mr. Spate?
Divorced.
How long ago was that?
6 years.
Would you say it was a good marriage?
What business is it of yours? Yeah, it was good. For 20-odd years it was good. Got 2 wonderful kids.
Did she leave you or the other way around?
What happened to your marriage?
Did she leave you or the other way around?
Touchy subject.
Tell me about your kids.
Charlie's 9, Emma's 7.
Do you get to see them much?
Every fortnight they come and stay with me for the weekend. I could have had custody of Charlie and Emma stay with their mum, but I couldn't split them up. Kids need each other. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Constable?
Were you ever physical with your wife, Mr. Spate? Hit her?
Once or twice.
Once or twice?
A few times. When I was drunk. I thought she was having an affair.
Is that why she left you?
She left me because she was having an affair.
Going back to Julianne and the night of the murder. The 19th. Last Friday. She was last seen just after 11 o'clock. Her body discovered at 6:30 the following morning. Where were you between these times?
I was in bed.
Can anyone vouch for that?
I live alone.
What did you do that evening?
I went to the cinema on Cromwell.
Did you go with anyone or on your own?
On my own. I prefer it that way.
What did you see?
Little French film, The Apartment or something.
Who was in it?
French people, I don't know.
Did you keep your ticket stub? What time did the movie finish approximately?
About 10:30.
Did you walk home?
Yeah, I only live round the corner.
Having no alibi causes a problem.
I'm sure there are hundreds of men in the area unaccounted for that night. Where were you?
I asked the questions.
I bet you live alone. I bet you have no alibi for last Friday night.
I'm not a suspect. I have nothing linking myself to this girl.
Sounds like the perfect crime to me.
Easy. Easy.
How often do you pay for sex? Once a week?
Sometimes.
Did you ever do it prior to your divorce?
I never cheated on my wife. But when you're single, it's not as easy as it seems to get a woman, right? I'm only human. It's not a bad thing, is it?
It's illegal.
Does that make it wrong?
Of course it does. Where did you take these women?
Depends. Sometimes a hotel, sometimes my car.
Where would you go in the car?
Gardner Lane a few times, if that's what you're getting at. But I assure you I never strangled any of them.
How do you know she was strangled?
I read about it in the local paper. You know, you're really good at this interrogation stuff. You're not wasting my time at all.
Were you ever violent towards any of the prostitutes you frequented?
I was rough. I wasn't violent.
Rough? How do you mean rough?
You know. Grabbing them a bit harder, grabbing them by the hair.
Hitting them?
No, I mean I'd spank them a bit sometimes.
Did you ever grab any of them around the throat?
I didn't strangle any of them.
No. Grab them?
Yeah, a bit. Not too hard. She seems to like it though.
You got familiar with one of them?
Every regular has their favourites. She knows what to do. What I like.
What was her name?
Angel.
Angel.
That's all she calls herself.
We've spoken with Angel. You're aware she was close friends with Julianne Baxter?
Like I said, I didn't know about Julianne until recently. I have Angel's number and I call her to meet up.
When you're saying Angel enjoyed your rough nature?
Oh, she gives as good as she gets.
What kinds of things does she do?
Oh, she bites. She scratches. We both get off on it. Don't look at me that way. We're consenting adults.
When did you last see Angel?
Last week sometime. Wednesday.
Angel was away last week visiting her mother in Scotland. She didn't work all week.
Yeah. I tried ringing her on Wednesday, but I got the machine. I see her so often these days and they all blur into one.
Uh-huh. Apparently she visits her mother quite often. What do you do when she's unavailable?
What do you mean?
Do you go to any of the other girls?
I mean, I didn't even know Angel had a mother in Scotland. When she didn't pick up, I just assumed she was busy.
Julianne used to fill in for Angel while she was away.
I didn't know her. Angel never mentioned her to me. She probably knew that Julianne wouldn't like the way I do things, so she didn't recommend her to me. How about you ask Angel about her other clients and grill them?
Come on, bait him.
Have you ever been with a prostitute, Constable?
My personal life has nothing to do with you or this case.
Are you sure?
Going back to your wife,
Why did your marriage break down?
she left you because...
Not getting enough?
She left you because...
Little too rough for your wife, is that it?
She left you because...
The only way you can get it up, isn't it?
Listen up, you sick fuck. You know nothing about me.
Oh, I know enough. I know you pay women for sex. I know you like to rough them up.
No, you're the sick one. You pay for sex, you dirty little prick.
No, it's you. You hit women. You strangle them. You love it. Angel loves it, but Julianne didn't, did she? Julianne didn't like being hit. She screamed for it to stop, and the screams just got louder and louder, and your heart beat faster and faster.
Just stop this.
You didn't have to kill her.
It's the spade.
You didn't have to kill her. Why did you kill her?
I didn't kill her.
Why did you kill her?
I couldn't stop! Stop.
Oliver Buchanan, I'm arresting you on suspicion on the murder of Julianne Baxter. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
You set me up. How did you know? How did you know? How did you know? We both wake up screaming in the night. One would rush in to calm us down, but it was a few years later before we realised we'd been having the same dreams. Nightmares. I hope this was one of them.
You did the right thing.
He's the only family I've got. And now I'm burdened with the face of a killer and the memory of his crime. I don't feel righteous. Why did he do it?
Lust murder stems from a sexual desire that cannot be fulfilled in a normal relationship. Typically, the offender will start out small, stalking their chosen victim. Violent fantasies play out in their head, adding fuel to the fire, pushing their boundaries each time. Stalking might evolve to assault and then rape. Oh, but that's not enough. The killer wants total control over their victim, and taking their life is the ultimate arousal. Like a lot of psychological disorders, these desires are usually deep-seated in childhood as a result of trauma or abuse.